All right, Larry, Irma. This is Fernando. I'm here with Steve. He's the inspector who did the inspection here at Laurelwood Lane.
All right.
All right.
So I'm just in the middle of writing up the report now, but what I'm going to do is just kind of scan through my photos real quick
Yeah.
just to show you what I'm calling out here. And a lot of these things are not going to end up in the report. A lot of these photos are just for my reference so that I know what to report on later on.
Okay.
There's a couple of areas around the house that there's a lot of bird debris up there. It looks like pigeons like to hang out at the property, and it's
Yeah.
very common, especially for lakefront. They like the area. So they have gone, and tried to mitigate the birds some. They've got some of these plastic spikes up and things like that. But some of the screens that they put up have fallen down. Now the birds have gotten back in there and things like that. So if you want to get rid of the birds completely, you'll have to pretty much go back up there, set up some of the spikes, mend some of the screens and all that to keep the birds away.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and we saw that this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you did. It's pretty noticeable. As far as the roof goes, the biggest issue with this roof is going to be the age of the underlayment. I would definitely have a roofer come out and let you know what that's going to cost to eventually have replaced, because that is coming up in the near future. Somebody's been up there recently and has done work to this roof. I can see that they replaced some of the underlayment where it had leaked along the front. You can see where it's not painted from the underside of the eave, so that's going to be some wood that they replaced, underlayment that they replaced. I actually didn't find any broken tiles on this roof, but there are still mortar pack separations, little things here and there that need to be taken care of. I'm just showing you how deteriorated the underlayment is. It appears to be original on this house. So at the sections that weren't replaced, which is most of it, the underlayment's fairly deteriorated. You've also got an end cap tile here that's just fallen down, so it's laying right there. It's not broken. It just needs to be put back up into place. More of that deterioration at the underlayment. Chimney looked good. So this is more of that mortar pack separation that I'm talking about. And these are those bird spikes.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then this is the section of the underlayment that they did replace.
Right. We saw that.
Right
Yeah.
above that lower roof there.
Although on the spots it doesn't say anything about replacement or work on the roof. No leaks.
Yeah.
But so the current owners bought it in 2013. So I don't know if that was, I'm sure this work was done.
After that,
Yeah.
looks like it.
Yeah. I'll find out from the other agent.
Yep. Okay. There's going to, and this is totally normal, but there's a couple of areas around the house that we're going to consider faulty grades. Okay.
Right,
And these are
sure.
just areas that are sloped back towards the foundation.
Yeah.
That'll get called out in the termite report as well as a condition
Sure.
that's conducive to termite
Right,
infestation.
and that's an easy fix. Yeah.
Yes. I did find some partial termite mud tubes and some stains where mud tubes used to be.
Okay.
Everything that I found that was still a mud tube, I broke open to see if there was any activity inside. I didn't come across anything like that, and I can see that it has already been treated. But my termite report is going to come back as a positive finding for the mud tube stains and the partial tubes.
Yeah, they did a treatment in December.
Yeah, it looks like they did a full property treatment.
Yeah, so we should be good. And that should have at least a 1-year warranty, if not more.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about, mud tube stains. So you can see where there used to be a mud tube here. It's been
Yeah.
taken down. So that's just still evidence that there has been termites here.
Right.
Okay. Main water shutoff valve is right at the front side of the house. This valve right here.
Mm-hmm.
That looked okay. You're missing some vacuum breakers on the hose bibs. That's normal.
Sure.
$5.
Right.
Okay. This is that plywood that was replaced.
Yeah, and we saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
Some shifting and slab movement out there. Just walkway slabs that have offset a little bit. The high spots should be ground down. This way you don't have any trip hazards out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some of more of the normal stuff, some
Yeah,
channel drain
yeah.
covers that have busted up.
Very common.
Yep. This garage door, it looks like somebody hit it in the past, so it's got some bends in it and dings and dents, things like that. I would have a garage door person install some struts on the back side of this door just to stiffen it back up, because right now it's very flexible when it goes up and down, and you don't want these panels to start to split. So once they start to split, then you'll need to be a replacement.
Sure.
So I would have them reinforce the door now that it's not doesn't appear to be to that point yet. Okay, some cracks in the driveway. That's normal. Anything that you could stick a quarter in basically should be sealed up just to prevent moisture from getting in there and creating any soft soil issue or anything like that. Okay, main electrical panel is going to be on the side of the house. This is a 200 amp service. Main panel looked pretty good. There's one breaker installed that is just the wrong type of breaker for this panel. It's a non-compatible breaker. It's this one right here. It's the one that looks different than all of the other ones. So your approved breaker list, okay, is right in the label of the panel here, and it'll basically void any warranties that go along with the panel or anything like that. So we have to call that out. Okay, and then there's just one breaker all the way at the bottom that's not labeled. You're going to want to figure out where it goes to and have it labeled. And then this conduit that they ran onto the underside of the panel here, for whatever reason, it's been forced up into the panel, so now you've got an opening right here. So they basically need to re-secure this back down to the bottom side of the panel. This way nothing can get into the panel through this little gap.
Sure.
This here is just another poor drainage area. This is going to be where the condensate drips on the side there. So originally, I don't think there was a slab there. Usually that drips right into the dirt. But since they've added that slab there, now the water just kind of sits right next to the foundation. So that one will get called out in the termite report too.
Okay.
More of the normal stuff, some loose vent caps and things like that on the outside of the house that need to be sealed up, basically just to prevent anything from getting back behind your wall cavities.
Sure.
Some hardware missing on this exterior closet. This is on the side of the house here. And that closet itself, looks like the frame is just swelled a little bit, so now it's very difficult to get it closed. You kind of have to force it closed, but not a big deal. It's an exterior closet.
Right.
Okay. A little bit of stem wall deterioration here. So whatever's loose should be taken out, and then they're going to have to patch that stem wall back up. This way the rebar that are back behind there don't start taking on moisture.
Okay.
This is all cosmetic. You do have a failed dual pane seal in the sliding glass door that leads from that den. That's what I'm calling it anyway, into the backyard there. That's why it looks all fogged up.
Right.
Another poor drainage area in the back here. This one looks to me like this channel drain that's between the pool deck and the house itself. Okay, there's a little channel drain in there, and it's just totally clogged up. So that's why all that water's sitting there. You could probably get this, back to life by just cleaning that drain out.
Okay.
This outlet here was loose to the wall. This is on the back side of this wall right here. And it's also a redundant GFI. So this is already on a circuit that's tied into the bathroom circuits. So it doesn't need to be a GFI. It's just a redundancy.
Sure.
That same door, the screen door hardware is damaged. Okay. This is where that was like an addition. Okay, that part was closed off later on. So this is where where the old house started and where that addition began. Okay. And now you're just gonna have a stucco crack there that needs to be sealed up. Okay. I am calling out a non-professional installation of the patio cover here. Okay, it's just I was walking around on top of it. It's it doesn't feel unsecure or anything like that, but they used all the wrong size framing for the entire roof structure. So it is what it is. Probably not permitted. Okay. And then this is the roof over the top side of that structure, so it's not too bad. There's some roof buckles and things like that. The biggest issue with this, there's a beehive. The biggest issue with this roof here is the way that they flashed it to the house. They didn't do a very good job of that. So this is where the roof meets the sidewall of the house itself. They kind of just ran like a 2x4 over the top side of it, acting as a counter flashing, but obviously that doesn't work. So you've got these big separations there that water's getting in through. And let me show you. So yeah, this is what the bottom side of that looks like. This is right up next to where that chimney is. You can see where it's been leaking because they didn't flash that properly.
Okay.
Okay. You're gonna have some screens missing, screens damaged, stuff like that. A little bit of surface deterioration on the patio here. Let's see here. Now we're getting into your heat pump system. So this is a Goodman unit. 2002 is the model year on this. It's a 5-ton system that services the entire house. We're testing it in heating mode today. That's just what the ambient temperature outside calls for. So it is working. You can feel that the heat is on right now. But it is an older system. I would definitely keep a home warranty in place because this is an R22 system, and that refrigerant is currently being phased out. So it's a good idea to keep that warranty in place.
Okay, and I got a good home warranty company.
There you go. Okay, the unit itself looked okay. Just from age, this is where your metal fence meets the concrete fence out here.
Okay, sure.
And then just some surface deterioration, normal stuff on these block fences, loose column caps, things like that. Okay, plaster, basically it's time to be redone. Okay.
On the pool.
On the pool, yep. You're gonna have some tiles missing and stuff like that.
Yeah, we saw that this morning.
Improper, it's just an older style flat drain cover. We recommend the anti-vortex type.
Anti-vortex, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then anytime that we've got any type of exterior steps, they're supposed to, the rise and run are supposed to be uniform all the way up. This way, if it's dark out there, nobody trips thinking that a step